Hello and welcome to the second round of the Racedepartment Games Stock Car Championship from Interlagos in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And Adrian McNaughton was on pole position with his Storm Racing teammate Gisela alongside him on the front row. Sergio Jr. and Ivo Simons were on row 2 with Felix Ludding and Kenneth Yerman on row 3. Robert Wiesenmuller and Dan Watson were on row 4 with Bram Hengeveld and Diogo Pinto rounding out the top 10. Our race 1 winner, Alexandre Sene, didn't set a time in qualifying and started at the back of the field. So as the field head towards the start-finish line, and Adrian McNaughton gets a good jump with Gisela immediately in behind him. And that's Hengeveld looking like he wants to make a move on Dan Watson as they head towards turn 1. As the field streams through, and it looks like everyone got through relatively unscathed from the start. Dan Watson looks like he wants to make a move on Wiesenmuller. Meanwhile, and he goes up the inside of Wiesenmuller, and Bram Hengeveld sniffing around, nearly contact between the two RPM teammates, and Wiesenmuller's run wide, and Hengeveld slips through up the inside and takes the position away as they head towards Ferradura, and that is Sergio Jr., Diogo Pinto, I believe, in the background sniffing around. Here's Adrian McNaughton coming out of the final corner, and it looks like he's got a bit of a problem because Gisela's gone through. And so has Sergio Jr., I believe, although they're side by side as they head towards the start-finish line. No, indeed. Jr. takes the position away, and he's going to be under threat from Ivo Simons. And that is Kenneth Yerman going into the pit wall. Comes out of the slipstream of Felix Ludding, I believe that was, and straight into the pit wall. And I was just going to comment that he was going to make a move into turn 1, but that's not going to happen now. He's got huge damage on that car, and Kenneth Yerman slams into the pit wall. It looks like he just lost control, left it too late to come out of the slipstream. Perhaps the push to pass caught him out a little bit, and talking of push to passes, there is a perfect example of one. And Bram Hengeveld takes the position away from Dan Watson, although Dan Watson looks like he's got a better exit out of the CNRS, and he's going to be in behind Bram as they head towards turn 4. And Dan Watson indeed in the slipstream of Bram Hengeveld, and moves out to pass as they head towards the Descida de Logo, and Hengeveld indeed loses out to Dan Watson, gives him a bit of a nudge, and indeed loses out to Dan Watson almost as soon as he'd taken the position away. Here's Jari Vanari, and he is chasing down number 93, which is Fabio Silva, as they head towards the first corner. And Vanari goes up the inside, there's contact between the two, and Silva's put Vanari into the wall there. I think it was a bit of a 50-50 there. And Anthony Levine nearly getting caught up, and indeed, Levine's run wide nearly takes out Vanari as he spins across the track, and a bit of damage there as well for Anthony Levine. But Hengeveld, Guaranton and Bruno Maura battling away here as they head towards the Descida do Lago, and Guaranton brakes a little bit too late, locks his brakes, and Bruno Maura goes up the inside. Is he going to be able to make the move as they head towards the Ferradura? Double right-hander, so he's on the outside is Maura. Guaranton on the inside. Guaranton has the overlap, and although he's bumping over the curb, nearly gets into the side of Maura, and Maura just about escapes there, sweeps around the outside and takes the position away. Guaranton very lucky not to make contact with Maura there. Here's Ivo Simons and Adrian McNaughton, so Simons using his push to pass, and he's going up the inside of McNaughton, and that was all too easy really for Simons. He squirmed a little bit under braking, but kept it all in shape. And now Felix Ludding is in behind, and here is Alexandre Sene, who, as I was saying, qualified at the back of the field. And Sene's lost control, and the braking slams into the wall, and our championship leader is not going to help him at Interlagos today. He was making good progress up to 25th, but he's going to drop down the field now, and he's got a bit of damage, so he'll be a little bit slower, I think, as well. Here's Adrian McNaughton drafting Ivo Simons once again. This is only lap 4, and they've already swapped positions twice as McNaughton goes up the inside into the first corner. Simons looking for a way back past Adrian, but there's no way through there, and he'll have to draft him or use the push to pass as they head towards the Descida do Lago. I'll get it right eventually. Here is McNaughton ahead of Simons, and Simons drafting him, going for the outside line. McNaughton braking a little bit earlier. He needs to make the corner though, and McNaughton's running a little bit wide, and Simons slips up the inside and takes the position away, and Ludding bouncing over the curbs in the background as well. So the drivers have got to be a little bit careful early on. And here's Langnu not being careful at all. He's lost the back end of his car, and he spins wide and he's going to try and rejoin. Let's hope no one hits him. Josh Troy nearly into the side of him, and that's number 72, which is Matt Ben as well, nearly getting involved, and Levine recovering as well, makes it through, but Langnew nearly took out Josh Troy there. It was very, very close indeed. Here's McNaughton and Simons as they head down the pit straight and towards the first turn, which is Tashida do Sol, and well, it's all too easy with push to pass, isn't it? McNaughton goes up the inside and takes position easily away from Ivo Simons there, and he moves back into 4th position, and McNaughton takes advantage and moves up to 3rd. Here's Gueranton and Maurer, so they haven't ended their battle. Gueranton, after losing out to Maurer, wants it back as they head towards the first corner once again. Gueranton on the outside, Maurer on the inside, and Gueranton sweeping around the outside. This will be an excellent move if he pulls it off. Bounces over the curbs. If he can just hold the apex, an excellent move from Patrick Gueranton, and takes the position back from Bruno Maurer that he lost just a couple of laps ago. And although Maurer looks like he wanted it back once again, he's going up the inside as they head towards Tashida do Lago, and Gueranton indeed has lost out to Bruno Maurer, bumps over the curbs as well, and he's going to drop back from the Brazilian. So an excellent move from Maurer to take that once again. Here's Matt Ben and Josh Troy, and that's Anthony Levine in the background as well. Josh Troy looks like he wants to get past Ben, and he's going up the inside. That's Sene in the background, I believe, as well. And Troy going up the inside, Levine drafting the pair of them, and Troy breaks a little bit later, takes the position away. So an excellent move there from Josh Troy, and they head through the Senereses. Here's Sene and Levine. So Sene's made it back to the back of Anthony Levine's car, and Levine's brake very late indeed. And in fact, they've all braked very late, and that's number 72, which is Matt Ben running wide, and Josh Troy, and the beneficiary was Anthony Levine, and they're going to go nearly went 3 abreast into the double right-hander at Ferragura, and look at Sene, he's going round the outside of Josh Troy as well, and that's Langnew in the background. And Josh Troy having none of it, he's trying to go back up the inside. Sene's giving him room, but it's a left-hander here, and Sene takes the position away. I think it's going to be very tight indeed, but yes, indeed, he takes the position away from Josh Troy as they head towards the Bico da Pato corner. And here's Wiesenmuller, and he is ahead of Hengelbelt, although Wiesenmuller's run a little bit wide there, and Hengelbelt looks like he wants to get past his teammate, his RPM teammate, and they're tracking down number 99, Felix Ludding, as well, but Hengelbelt has taken the position away from Wiesenmuller, so an excellent move there. Here's Robinson, and he's chasing down Silva, and Silva breaking into the first corner, and it looks like he's been hit from behind by Robinson, and Silva into the wall, and there is Lancet, which is Robinson's teammate, looking for a way past Silva, but he was lucky to get away with that one. Silva, there's no sign at all of Robinson, so he obviously came off a lot worse, but he was into the back of Silva, so it's kind of just rewards. And Silva still battling hard with Lancet. He's not giving this one up in a hurry, and pushes him a little bit wide and takes the position back from Lancet. So these two having a ding-dong battle further back in the pack. Here's Wiesenmuller and Dan Watson, so Hengelbelt's pulled a little bit of a gap there on Wiesenmuller and Watson's drafting and using the push to pass to overtake Wiesenmuller, although Wiesenmuller will be back in the slipstream as they head towards the first corner, but Dan Watson has made the move stick. Although Wiesenmuller's making a very late dive, and Dan Watson has been tapped into a half spin. He's going to have to get this one going very quickly indeed if he wants to regain lost time. And wow, that's so disappointing for Dan Watson. He was having such a great run, and that's Gueranton behind him now, and he's going to be in trouble from Gueranton, who, as we've seen, has been battling his way through the pack. Here is Junior and Adrian McNaughton, who's got his push to pass engaged and goes around the outside of Sergio Junior, who is braking very late indeed, nearly running into the back of Adrian McNaughton, but Junior has lost the position. That's Ivo Simons in the background as well. Here's Conti and Sene, and Corrado Conti from the United States is going to be hard pressed to hold off Alexandre Sene. Sene makes a very light dive indeed, goes up the inside of the American and takes the position away. An excellent move there. Doubt Conti saw that one coming. Here is Smith and Levine, and they're battling over 17th position, and Levine has got the slipstream and is pulled out of it. He's going to the outside and brakes very late indeed for the first corner. He's not going to stop this one, surely. Yes, he does. Excellent move there from Levine, and takes the position away from Smith, Andy Smith. And excellent move there. I never thought he'd make the corner. Here is Hendreveld, and I was saying he's catching Ludding, and look at the amount of extra speed he's got using the push to pass. And he slides through and takes the position away from Felix Ludding. He'll be under pressure though, because he's run a little bit wide through the first couple of corners. And Ludding, on the very next lap, it looks like he's right back in the slipstream using his push to pass. So he's not wanting to give this one up too easily. And Hendreveld is fairly defenseless as they head towards turn 1. And look at the sparks flowing around the outside of Ludding's car. And he has taken the position away. Here is Kashella, and he's being followed by Adrian Norton, who has made his way back into second position eventually. Here's Hendreveld and Ludding continuing their battle. And Hendreveld once again in behind Ludding, breaks from the slipstream and goes up the inside, and Ludding fairly defensive this time. I should really avoid using that word, as Hendreveld slips up the inside and takes the position away from Felix Ludding. That's for Robert Wiesenmuller in the background as well, heading through turn 1. Here's Matt Venn and Cedric Langnou, and Langnou's going up the inside of Matt Venn and takes the position away as they head through turn 1. If he can get it slowed down, Langnou just about slows it down. Here's Sergio Jr. coming out of the pits on lap 21, and he's going to come out right in the midst of a battle with Hendreveld, and Hendreveld was trying to cover and saw Junior coming out of the pits, and Wiesenmuller now door banging with Sergio Jr. and a little bit of contact between the two, and now Wiesenmuller going up the inside of Sergio Jr. as they head towards Ferradura, and but Jr. stays ahead, and Wiesenmuller's surely not going to try anything there, and he thinks better of that. But Wiesenmuller loses out to Jr. in the pit stops, and Hendreveld is being tracked by Sergio Jr. as we ride on board with Robert Wiesenmuller, and Jr. is all over the back of Hendreveld. He's going up the inside as they head towards turn 1, and Hendreveld, well, oh, and he's given Jr. a little bit of a tap. I was going to say Hendreveld looking for a way through, and he was doing that, but he's given him a little bit of a tap, lost a winglet or two there, but they all survive, and they all carry on in a straight line, which is always what you want. Here's Ludding and Robert Wiesenmuller, and Ludding coming out of the final corner behind Robert Wiesenmuller as they head onto the long pit straight, curving left. We go left, left, and left again. Oh, and Ludding nearly loses it in a straight line there. That was very odd indeed, and just got a bit of a twitch on and survives. Here is Dan Watson, and he's slipstreaming Robert Wiesenmuller, who we've seen quite a lot in the highlights so far. And Dan Watson goes up the inside of Wiesenmuller and takes the position away. So an excellent move from Watson there, using his push to pass very well. And in the background, there's a battle that might have been Conchalvis or Bruno Maurer, both driving for the Phoenix Racing Team. Here's Kashella and Adrian McNaughton, and they go past some lap traffic. And McNaughton looking for a way by Kashella, and Kashella's looks like he's letting him through there. And indeed, he has. He's let McNaughton through, and that's for the lead of the race. I wonder why they're doing that. But McNaughton crosses the line to take the win from Kashella, who led early on, after McNaughton made that strange error on the final corner. So McNaughton takes the win from his teammate Kashella. Ivo Simons rounded out the podium in 3rd, with Bram Hendreveld and Felix Ludding in 4th and 5th positions. Dan Watson was 6th, with Wiesenmuller 7th. Patrick Guanton was 8th, with Alexandre Sene making an excellent comeback to 9th, especially after his spin early on and his qualifying performance. And Sergio Jr. was in 10th position. Join us again at Lodrino, which is round 3. But until then, thanks for watching.